I know we don't usually do reviews on this channel, but this figure looks really freaking cool. I got this for a stop motion, but I just had to do a review on it because why the hell not? One thing I will say about it before we get out of the box is the packaging is very, well, disgusting. I don't think the camera can pick it up, but it's got like multiple, weird stains on it. Very questionable stains. I don't know what you're laughing for. Then can't you see them? Look. Where? Like on the sides or something. Yeah. Well, that's kind of messed up there. Look, kind of there. And just on the plastic part in general. Further inspection, that those weren't questionable stains, those were actually dust, I suppose. I mean, the see-through part of it does have some strange stuff on it. Up here. What now? What now? Why do you have to take everything dirty? It just has weird stains on, I'm not saying some... Overall, the box is really cool. Give me a second. On the back, it has a cool image of him, which I believe you get a card for. These down here are other characters you can get. All of them look kind of crap. Really? Stop being giggly bitches.
You after everything.
I can tell. The stuff it comes with will... Fuck's sake. As I was saying, we'll talk about the stuff it comes with, which doesn't really have much. Once we open the box. For some reason it's at 12 plus, but no, that could be because 3-year-olds are probably going to choke on his Batarang. That sounds wrong. Anyway. Let's open it. Now, out of box, I still keep to what I said. This figure looks really cool. But, now before I talk about the good stuff, I do want to get the bad stuff out of the way, as there are a lot of bad stuff. For instance, I'm just going to elevate this so I can pick him up. Excuse my very long nails. I put him on his stand. Now, you might notice, not including this weird stuff on it, that his foot doesn't actually fit on it. His other foot. Which causes him not to be able to stand on it. Now you're probably thinking, well, clearly it's standing there. Before I started recording, you have no idea how many times I tried to stand him on it. And that's all he really can do, stand on it. Because anytime I try and pose him in any other way, it doesn't really go very well. Because he's very stiff. Oh, crap. He's very stiff, which you might think, well, for stop motion that's good, but sometimes being stiff is a pain in the ass. This, yeah, it doesn't actually fit in his foot. It takes a lot of pressure to put it on. And as I said, even then, he can barely actually stand on it. And that's standing. You know, when you get a stand, you want to be able to pose him. But, well, you can't with this. Another big problem I had with him is the box he came in. The cape was in a separate compartment to the rest of them. For some reason. So once you painstakingly get, all of them out, like snip off the parts, keeping them concealed, this is in a separate compartment. It's not detachable from him, it's just in a separate compartment. Meaning you have to, it's like this, more or less. He's on this side, you've got this. You have to pull it through, and it just physically doesn't work. I almost very badly damaged his cape. I can't quite see where damage is on his cape that I caused, but there was definitely damage to his cape. Yeah, definitely damage. And yeah, the unboxing was just a pain in the ass. Getting this out and his card that he comes with out was also a very big pain. Though with the card I did actually find out, apparently this guy's not even Bruce Wayne, because I haven't actually, despite me being a Batman fan, I actually never read the DC Future State comics. So I had no idea this is a bloke called Timothy Jace Fox. I can't be bothered to read the rest of it, because, you know, you're buying this for the figure, not information on the comics. Hell, chances are if you're buying this, you've already read the comics. But, you know, I didn't, so. Another problem I have is the cape is made out of plastic, which isn't a big problem. I can live with it, but it just restricts some of the things you can do with it. These are a big problem. They're very flimsy. They bend very easily. They tend to go back into where they're supposed to go. Like if I bend it like this, it tends to go back in, but if I show it to you like this, it's kind of already bending down. I don't know if you can kind of see that, it's kind of bending down, and the reason I know that it does that, you know, kind of, well, stays where it is, sometimes it goes back to where it's supposed to, but not all the time, is because of my biggest problem with this figure, his hands. I just realised that the camera wasn't focused on him. Because he comes with two hands. These hands also, the reason I'm not putting them in to show you this is because of the problem I have with the hands. It took me 15 minutes to get one of these hands in. And with the other hand I was like, yeah, I ain't doing that again. So I put some oil and some stuff on the other hand, and that didn't help. It took me another 15 minutes. So yeah. These hands are never going back in, so for the stop motion what I'll probably do is just, I don't know, have him like pose to throw it and then just blue tack it to his hand. Because I'm not fucking changing his hands again. That was way too annoying. And speaking of these hands, yeah. He can't actually really hold it that well. Like, okay, you can actually hold it kind of well. When I was testing it out earlier, it kept on falling out with the slightest breeze. It holds it quite tightly, like it is quite tight, I suppose. But all it takes is the slightest dab like this, and it's a lot always when I'm trying to demonstrate something. Earlier, this was weak as hell. Apparently, it's quite a lot stronger, so that's good. Yeet. So yeah, that's fun. Now I believe that's all the you know, annoying stuff without the way, or at least all the annoying stuff I can remember. A weird thing I want to talk about is his toes. Now rather than being able to like point down, which you can kind of do, instead you can just completely break his toes. Like just completely broken, complete. I don't know why? It's not a problem, but it's weird. But now onto the stuff I like about this figure. The bat symbol is pretty cool. I swear I do like this figure. It's just when it comes to talking about what I like, there's so much about it that I don't like that's kind of hard to talk about what I like about it. I suppose what I like about it is kind of in the articulation, so I might as well say what it is. He's got some sort of like ball joint in his head. Quite stiff, you have to move it quite a lot in order to, you know, you can do stuff with it. You can look quite far up, which is fun because a Superman does come with this, so you can make him look up as Superman, look more or less straight ahead. He can look quite far down. It's actually pretty good far. Definitely way better than that's practically one step away from just straight ahead. He's got a 360 rotation, which you think would be blocked by the cape. This side isn't, but this side is. That's my problem with plastic capes. This side is now stuck, and this side is not. So, oh crap. Yeah. Then you've also got the arm is on a double joint, so it can do that, which I'm quite happy with. It can't really go out that far without it squishing this, but I'm very worried this is going to break. So, yeah. Wouldn't recommend doing that. He has a waist swivel, I suppose. His head can also look from left to right. Even though the rest of him kind of wants to join once you've loosened up that waist. You know, he can kind of do the splits, which, of course, why wouldn't Batman do the splits? But anyway, his leg is also on a double joint, so it can go back that far, which kind of makes this a bloody weapon of some kind. It can go further back, but I don't want to push it too much in case it breaks. I've already almost broken this figure enough. And his toes, as I've already said, you know, you can just snap his toes. But, you know, you can also kind of like, for when he's running, kind of have it like that. Well, realistically, like, you know, running, and then, you know what I mean. So, yeah, I believe that's all the, you know, moving parts figure has. I don't believe there are any more. His belt can't come off. Yeah, really cool figure. Pain in the ass to get it out. And his hands. Oh yeah, and also he can do this, which is quite cool if his waist would stay still. Yeah. Now, I was quite surprised that these were, you know, the price they were. They were only like £15. And yeah, I think I found out why they're so cheap. But, you know, it's not that bad. You can still kind of pose. I'm just trying to think of a cool pose to put him in. Give me a second. This without any sort of Batarang help, and, you know, without changing the hands is the best I can do. As I said, it doesn't really have very good posability. His legs can't really move that much. You can't make him crouch very well. Stop motion, he should be alright. You know, kids playing with him should be alright. But posing, yeah, can't imagine him posing being very well, as demonstrated here. Yeah, overall, out of 10, I'd probably give this figure, I'm gonna do some math and try and figure out what I would exactly give this. So out of 10, I think I would probably give this a 6 or 7 out of 10. I think like a 6.5 out of 10. Solely because of the problems I've, you know, brought up. I thought this would be way better than it actually was. But yeah, not really much else to say about it. That's the end of the review. Bye. Two more things before I go. Thing number 1. Yes, he does need his stand to, well, stand. I've tried, you know, posing without the stand. It didn't really go very well. And also, let me know if you want me to review, some other stuff. I probably won't actually review any Lego because Lego stop motion, you'd think I'd have a lot of Lego, which I do, but not really in the mood to review them. But any affordable characters, not necessarily famous enough to go buy £100 Batman. So any, figures that are affordable and you think you want me to review, let me know. And if you just want me to review, if you just want me to continue this reviewing stuff in general, let me know. Anyway, I don't really have an outro, so goodbye. That sounded like that looked like I was being mean. Goodbye.